Hi, everyone. How are you doing? I cannot believe that it is the end of November. Hey, Anne, ready to roll. Tuning in from North Lake, Texas. Are you on a lake or you just live in a city that has a lake? I'm always curious. Thank you, Anne, for joining us. So, this is 15 Minutes of Fain. This is the AMA edition. Ask Mary anything. So, seriously, what are your questions? Please drop your questions. Oh, I have to turn something off. There we go. Ooh, little echoing. Hey, Jeffrey, you're right here in Phoenix. Thank you for joining. So today's Ask Me Anything. So you've got me for 15 minutes. You can ask me anything about LinkedIn, careers, business apps, goal setting, my favorite coffee recipes, whatever you want to ask. You are near a lake. Awesome, Anne. So let's go ahead and get started while you guys think of those amazing questions that you normally would have to pay me to get me to answer for you. I've got three that were submitted. So I thought I would start with those questions first. Does that sound good, you guys? Okay, because you've got me for 14 more minutes. So drop those questions in the comments. And let me put that up. Thank you, Jeffrey. And Anne is near a lake. I want to be on a lake. I'm near one, but I'm not on one yet. So, you guys, here's one of the questions that I get asked all the time. And people differ on this, but I'm going to tell you what I think in my honest opinion. So, here's a question that was submitted. When building your network, sometimes the notifications don't reflect where you want to be. They are still packed with old connections. So, when this person is glancing at their home feed, they're not finding relevant topics. They're wondering, should I remove old connections to clean up my news feed or your home feed? Two parts here. Should I remove old connections? I think it takes too much time personally, right? Who wants to spend all that time taking out old connections? I have 13,000 connections. I don't have time to go through all those. You can train your home feed though by commenting on the colleagues' posts that you want to see, right? You can ring the bell of those people that you're following that you want to see their content in your feed. So, tip number one, go ring my bell so you get all my commentary in your feed. Tip number two, I don't think it's time worthy to remove your old connections. So just train LinkedIn of what you want to see in your note in your news feed. You can also silence notification if you have someone that's in your news feed and you're like, well, that doesn't really resonate with me right now. What if in 2 years they pivot and they need your services or you need their services? You can actually silent notifications from people. And I've actually done that because I don't want to remove them. I just don't want to see all their content. So that is question number one. Yeah, I sure did. Funny thing is, I have it up on my other monitor. So, yes, I did see that. And the LinkedIn algorithm, it's a little quirky, as all social media. Right when you think you have it figured out, Boom, they change it, right, Anne? So I think the best thing that we can do for the algorithm is to follow the rules that are out there, but to be authentic, genuine, and to really use the platform to nurture relationships. If we are using LinkedIn to sell, we are using the platform incorrectly. People buy from people they know, like, and trust, right? Know, like, and trust. You can do that through content, through having a rock star profile that really showcases who you are, what you care in. Anne says, I say keep the connections, but yes, train your feed by commenting on the posts. And that is exactly what I do as well. Now, Jeff has a question. I love it, you guys. So, Jeff says, at lunch the other day, at lunch, just kidding. Hi, Jeff. You mentioned about me getting 500 plus contacts or followers. I just went over 500 contacts 10 minutes ago. What does that mean? So, what that means, it's a magic number on LinkedIn. It simply is now it's going to say 500 plus. So, when someone has 283 connections, that tells everybody exactly how many connections you have. And when you're on LinkedIn going, do I want to add this person? Do I want to add that person? What kind of value are they going to bring me? Well, we want value not only from the person we're connecting with, but from their network, right? We want to have a larger reach. We want to reach more people, whether we educate, inspire, or train more people. And so, Jeff, what happens now? Everyone will see 500 plus, and it's this weird number, but it makes people think like, oh, Jeff's credible. He's got over 500 connections because we don't really know how many connections you have. It'll just say 500 plus. So, round of applause for Jeff getting over 500 connections. Good job. Proud of you. Okay, keep those questions coming. We've got 10 more minutes. So, here's a question. And this one, you guys, oh, this one. I get asked as they used to be the rage back in the day, and I even participated and hosted a couple. Here's the question. Hi, Mary. A question. Do you think that, if done right, LinkedIn posting parties work? I know there's numerous do's and don'ts for them, but if they're done right, are they a good thing for getting the number of impressions up for a post? And this person goes on to, and it's someone that I've spoken to their group before. They're doing a power lunch in January and wanted to do one. So we went back and forth. I actually answered this question personally, but I thought it was a great question to pose here. Do I think LinkedIn pod parties are good? Overall, no. Why? Because you're getting a bunch of engagement that isn't turning into anything, right? If you've got 6 people or 10 people on Tuesdays at 8 o'clock, we're all going to comment on each other's post. Is that reaching your ideal client? No, you have the same people. What I do believe in is creating organic pod parties. So Anne Small and I, we value each other. We help each other out, right? By commenting on each other's content. My girl Mary Rose, she'll tag me on something. I'll reply to it. So I feel a better strategy, right, is to have those 10 people in your community, 10 to 20 people that you can reach out to. And if you're doing something really important on LinkedIn and you want a higher reach, send that link in a DM on LinkedIn and say something like, "Hey Anne, I'm promoting something," or "Hey Anne, I'm trying to sell tickets to my LinkedIn local event. I was hoping that you might share it to your network." Now, that would only work if Anne was here in Phoenix, but we know she's not. She's in Texas. So I'm going to use Jeffrey. "Hey, Jeffrey, it's Mary. Thanks for attending my show. You know what? LinkedIn local tickets go on sale, and it's going to be an amazing event. I was hoping that you might share this with your network because I know you're local, and it's such a value for people to bring their online connections offline, and send the link for them to register and ask them to share that." I think it's a lot better when you just reach out to maybe 10 people to get that engagement going. And it takes time, right? And it takes time to build that community, to find the right content. But I don't believe in having LinkedIn podcasts, as we would call them back in the day. I used them when I was trying to help people get used. I wanted them to create a habit of posting and commenting. And so we did it with a very small group, 10 of us, and we did it for a 2-week period. And it was simply to get people used to create content and commenting. but it doesn't work very well. People usually fall off after 3 days. You have too many people. The topics aren't relevant. They don't, they can't resonate with them. So they don't really make genuine comments. That is my personal opinion. And Anne agrees with me. Yes, forget the pod. Send your posts to the people that want to see it and comment when they get a chance. It totally works. Yes. And congratulations, Jeff, for reaching that milestone. Look at you go. We've got to help our friend Bill get over that hump. Anne says things change quick on social media. I did learn a ton from the algorithm report, but yes, success will come when you build trust and strong relationships. Maybe I'm a LinkedIn geek. Well, if you're a LinkedIn geek, girl, I'm a LinkedIn geek. I will be going over some of the features and maybe some of the changes. I'm going to be talking about that in just one moment. All great things take time, right, Jennifer Henderson? I watched her grow leaps and bounds over the last year. Yes. Okay. So here are a couple more questions submitted, and then I'm going to wrap this up because this is 15 minutes of Fain, and I'm Mary Fain Brandt. You can find me here Tuesdays at 2 p.m. with a really quick live video showcasing LinkedIn tips, business development, goal setting, and my favorite products and apps that I use. So, what is the most underutilized section on LinkedIn? Drum roll, please. I need a drum roll sound. Someone send me that I can start playing. There's a couple of them. One is who's viewed your profile. You're like, what? I didn't even know that was a feature. Well, it's not it is a feature and it isn't. It's just something that you get with LinkedIn. If someone stopped by your LinkedIn profile, but they didn't message you, you can see who's viewed your profile. It's like that old caller ID on the old landlines that you might have had. You can see who called. Now, what do you do with that? Do you ignore that or did you call them back? I, back in my day, would call them back. Hey, mom, I see you called. Do you need something? Hey, Joe, I see you called. Do you need something? You know what? You can take this opportunity and reach out and say, hey, Ann, I see you stopped by my profile. Is there anything I can help you with? And I have to give credit to Beth Granger. She's a rock star on LinkedIn as well. And she does that because sometimes I'll jump over to other LinkedIn people, their profiles, what's going on, want to read an article or something. And every time she's like, hey, Mary, I see you viewed my profile. Anything I can help you with? It starts a conversation. What's the worst that can happen? So I think that is one thing, that one feature that is underutilized on LinkedIn. The About You section, don't even get me started. We need a whole hour. But not setting up your About You section properly is definitely underutilized. You have 2,600 characters. That's free real estate, you guys. Let's fill up that space. Let's tell your story, showcase who you are. If you're B2B or B2C, you need to talk about the pain points of your clients. So there's different ways to write those. And I know someone that can help you write one if you need that done. And then thirdly, the featured section. I'm guilty of not using it enough. I put things there, but you know what? You need to rotate that, freshen it up. What's going on? Do you have a live? Do you have an audio event? Did you write a great article or blog? Put it in your featured section along with client testimonials. I think it's genius. So, yes, Fanny Dunigan totally geeks out with us. We need to have another show together. So those are, I think I just gave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just answered 5 questions in 14 minutes and 12 seconds. Now, let's bring this back up. I have a question for you guys. Do you like the look and feel of this show? I didn't even get a chance to play my intro video, but there's a cool intro video, outro video. I can bring comments on the screen. I can change things up. We can put banners. Let's take that banner off. Who's ready for a fresh start, right? It's just fun to sit here and play with it. Let's take this off. If you like the look and feel of the show, after we end the show, I'm going to drop in a list of links that I use to different things. One of them is StreamYard. Why am I so excited? Because StreamYard now has StreamYard on air. It's a live webinar platform. You can host a live webinar, a live stream, or an event and embed it on your website. I have an affiliate link. They have a special going on, I think to December 3rd. Let me read. Prices will increase after December 3rd. You can also have more people in the studio and green room. There's so many amazing new features. And so I want to share that. Anyone who's thinking about streaming, StreamYard is what I use over here at Mary Fain Brand. They are the official sponsor of this show. They've been with me, I think, 3 years now. It's amazing. So I'm going to share that link, and you guys should definitely jump on and get the tool while it's still on the discounted price, the launch price. And then finally, I want to let you guys know that the next 15 minutes of fame, so the next 2 Tuesdays, I'll be talking about new LinkedIn features that were launched in 2022. Because let's be real, there are quite a few of them, and I'm sure you haven't kept up with them. Even though Anne and I did a show on a couple of those new features, I'm going to rattle off probably about 20 new features. We'll probably do 10 on each show. So I really hope that you'll join me for that so you can stay in the know. These will be my top 20 features, not every feature. And then the last 2 Tuesdays of 2023, I won't be live. I'll be taking a little time to set up my goals and my strategies for 2023. I'm also going to be having some amazing guests on the show in 2023, a tax expert, another recruiter, and just a long list. So I hope that you'll join me as we go into season 3 of 15 Minutes of Fame. And I believe this is episode 39 for season 2. Wow, where did the time go? And yes, if you like this, Anne created a new hashtag for me that I just am in love with, Fain Fan. So should I use the hashtag Fain Fan, or should, I guess you guys should use it, right? Because you're a fan. So thank you, Anne. I just love you to death. It's amazing. So let me see what else. Additionally, I've got a favor for you guys. I need something from you. I have an ask. I need you to send me your favorite podcasts, preferably with 2 people on it, not just one person talking. Your favorite podcast tips and podcast people that I should be talking to, because guess what's on my list for 2023? I'm launching a podcast with my co-host of the B Show, Laura Bayshore. And so we are launching, I think, February or March. And so I'm going to be just learning everything about podcasts. So who do you know that has an awesome podcast? Who do you know that teaches about podcasts? Is there a must go to conference for me? Drop all that info in the comments and help me out, you guys. I just want to say thank you for joining me today so much for the last 15 minutes of fame for November. And I will see you next week. Drop those questions. You can DM me or you can email me. Send me your questions, because I will have one more AMA show. And David, thank you. You were there. Thank you for joining us. So you guys, we're past time. You know, I respect your time and my time. So you all have a great day. I'm Mary Fain Brett, and this is 15 Minutes of Fame. Ciao.